Hi, welcome back from spring break. Just so you guys all know, this is my third take. I'm not great at videoing myself, so I'm just going to do the best that I can, and hopefully you guys have a little bit of patience with me. This is our new normal. It's going to be weird for me and for you probably. It's new territory for all of us. We're just going to do our very best to make sure that we're communicating with each other when we have issues, and try to have a little patience too. If you do not want to watch this video, you can look at the announcements on my Canvas page, and you will see that I have a welcome back, please read announcement that you will want to read with all of the information that I'm about to go over. This video is going to be a little bit long, probably about 12-13 minutes based on the other two takes, and it's going to be pretty thorough. So if you want to stick around and rather listen to me talk about it, then please do. If not, then go back and make sure that you do actually read the whole thing. Okay, so the first thing is if you're in a co-taught class. If you're in a co-taught class, I need to talk about emailing procedures. It's very important that you email both Mrs. Hinton and myself the same email, okay? That doesn't mean send us each a separate email. That means that when you go to type in the contact, you type in cseal@smcmc.com, hit enter, and then type in phinton@smcmc.com. Okay, we will both get the same exact email. When we reply to you, we'll reply all, so that way the other teacher knows that that question has already been answered. But you're going to have a way more likely chance of getting a quick response if you email us both at the same time. And plus, it's also going to alleviate the burden as far as one of us getting, 100 emails or something like that. That it's very unrealistic to be able to answer in a timely manner, okay? So that way both of us can be working on answering your emails. As far as emails go, the next thing that I need to talk about is using your resources. We discussed this in class way back about, how you're supposed to use your resources if you have a question. Is there a way that you can find the answer on your own? Now it's even more important that you do try to find the answer on your own. And it's not because I don't want to answer your question. It's because we don't have the raise your hand in class and get a really quick answer option anymore. And getting a ton of emails is, like I said, going to be really difficult to answer in a timely manner. So a couple ways that you can use your resources to answer your own questions are: first, can you find the answer on Canvas? If it's something pertaining to directions for an assignment, go back and read the instructions and see maybe if you just missed something. Or look back at at that announcement about what to expect about what's going on each week. If you can't find the answer to that question, then go ahead and email me, but you have better make sure that you've checked your resources first. If you have a question about something that's content related, say you've got a question about a vocab word or grammar concept or something that's going on in the book. Okay, there's several resources online that are at your fingertips, basically. If you Google, you can find a plethora of resources that, for the most part, are pretty good. If it's vocab, you just don't understand, maybe how this word is used in a sentence, because all the quizzes use the words in sentences. You can go to vocabulary.com. I think just even like Google Dictionary has example sentences, and you can look at several vocab sentences, the way those words are used in sentences, to kind of maybe get a better feel about how those words are used. We're going to start grammar, which I'll talk about here in a couple of minutes. But same thing, if you don't understand the concept based on the instructions and examples that were given to you, then if you maybe search for a YouTube video about, subject-verb agreement or whatever grammar concept that we're working on that week, then you can watch that video and maybe get a better feel for what's being expected with subject-verb agreement. Then, okay, let me cover the reading as well, sorry. With Fahrenheit 451 and any of the other readings that we're going to be doing, there's Spark Notes, there's E-Notes, there's, I can't remember what the name of it is, but you can find it just through Googling, that can help you understand what's going on in the story. I would never recommend using these resources as a replacement for doing the actual reading because they're not especially thorough, but They may help you understand what's going on in the text if you're really not understanding what's going on in a specific scene in the book. Okay, so use those resources first. See if you can kind of find your own answer. And then if you still are confused about something, then send the email. Okay, but try to do your own legwork, okay, first. And this is, again, not because I don't want you to email me, but this is a skill that you need to have as an adult anyway. You need to be able to find your own answers when you have questions to things. And then if you still can't find your answers, then you approach the person who maybe has the answers, like me and Mrs. Hinton. Okay, so going forward, here's what you can expect week to week. Our e-learning weeks are Wednesday to Friday, as far as when we're allowed to introduce new content. So our modules are going to be dated from Wednesdays to Tuesdays, okay? So the first week starts March 25th, and then it will end on Tuesday, March 31st. That doesn't mean that there's going to be any new content on that Monday or Tuesday. That's not an e-learning day. There will be no new content on those days. But I wanted to leave the week open until that Tuesday to give you time to turn things in if you need to kind of spread some of your assignments out for your other classes and you need to turn certain things in a little bit later. So we'll discuss those specific due dates because there are different due dates for different types of assignments. But basically that's the way our weeks look in the modules. I've also moved all of our new modules up to the top of the modules list and unpublished several of the ones from last quarter, sorry. Okay, so what you can expect for assignments is that they will remain open for 1 week past the due date, and that's to give you a chance to turn the assignment in late if you would like to receive partial credit. Please remember that 50% credit still stands. Once that week is up, then the assignment is going to disappear and it will not be reopened, okay? Assignments are going to follow the same pattern every week, so I'm going to go over each of those assignments. There are 4 of them. The first one's vocab. I know that you guys probably all left your vocab books at school, and that's fine. I anticipated that. I brought home my vocab book, and so what I am going to do is I'm going to scan and upload the vocab lists and the vocab lessons. We will not be taking the vocab lessons as assignment credit anymore, okay? I strongly suggest that you complete the lessons because it's going to help you gain familiarity with your vocab words, but it's not mandatory and it's not taken for a grade. Instead, your vocab grade will be specifically your vocab quiz every week. So studying is going to be very important. Making flashcards is a good way to study. Using Quizlet is another good way to study. Thinking of your own original vocab word or vocab sentences where you use the word in the sentence is another great way to study. The more time that you can spend kind of going over those words, the better. That's not to say that you should spend an hour studying the night before you're going to take the quiz. Instead, what you should do is maybe spend about 5 or 10 minutes every day learning those words, kind of going through your flashcards, going through Quizlet, or working on the exercises. And then when you think that you know the words, then go ahead and take that quiz. The quizzes are timed. I went through and looked at everyone's quiz time averages, which were very low, by the way, only 2 minutes, which I thought was way too little time. So the quizzes right now are timed at 6 minutes. Okay, you'll have 6 minutes to take your vocab quiz, and it needs to be submitted before that 6 minutes is up. Quizzes will still be in the same exact format, that 10 question matching style quiz. If you have an IEP or a 504 with extended time, there will be a separate video where I explain what to do about the timed quizzes in that regard. So you can watch that at your own leisure if that applies to you. Okay, grammar. Grammar's new. The lesson's going to be posted on Wednesday, and it will be due on Fridays. There's going to be a rather quick turnaround as far as this goes, because Mrs. Hinton is going to be handling the grammar for the most part, and she needs time to assess what concepts need to be retaught. So if we're not understanding a specific topic, then we may readdress that topic the following week. Or if we're ready to move on, then we'll move on to the next one, but she needs some time to figure that out. So that's why there's going to be a real quick turnaround on that. Reading assignment, you'll have a reading assignment each week. We have 3 more readings due for Fahrenheit 451. So you'll have 1 reading each week. Basically, you should start the reading on Wednesday and then make sure that you take the quiz by Tuesday. That will be a timed quiz again. I haven't decided on how long the time will be. That will basically be based on what types of questions there are on the quiz, which I have not written yet. That will probably post a little bit later on Wednesday or possibly on Thursday. So, and then in the future, I'll try to make sure that I have those quizzes up and ready to go each Wednesday. A timed cumulative quiz at the end of the book can be expected. That'll be the 4th week of e-learning. Again, I'm not entirely sure what that's going to look like, but it will be timed and it will be about the entire book. And what you can probably look forward to is another video of me discussing the book, and then probably also some resources for you to study on your own so that you're ready to take the test when you are ready. We'll get to that more as far as things progress down the road. The journal is your very last assignment that you can expect each week. This is a really short assignment. I'm only looking for about a paragraph, okay? So 5 to 6 sentences is a high school length paragraph. And these journals are not going to be related to the books or to the reading. It's basically just going to be a question that hopefully keeps us connected and positive during this strange time of total isolation. One thing that I will say that I am looking for in your journals is details. They don't need to be formal, but I do need you to make sure that you're using correct grammar and conventions and formatting, capitalization, all that type of stuff. I will assess based on that. So please make sure that you're using those good writing practices and not getting out of the habit of using good writing practices. It's not as formal as the research paper, but it does need to be written well. It is still English class. So those assignments will mostly be focused either on reflection, or I may give you a challenge for the week. It's not going to be anything that you can't do with the limited resources that you do have at home. So that's just something to look forward to. I don't know, kind of, I guess you could think of it as an extended whip that we just answer in 5 to 6 sentences. And you can expect to find a video of me answering the question also each week. That'll probably happen a little bit later on in the week. You can watch it if you want, if you are interested in staying connected, or you can ignore it. It's up to you. Okay, office hours is the last thing that I'm going to talk about. Wednesdays through Fridays are our e-learning days. You can expect to find me plugged into my computer from 9 a.m. To 10 a.m., and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So what that means is that you can email me during those specific hours and expect to receive a pretty immediate response. Obviously, if I get bombarded by emails, then there might be a little bit of a delay, but for the most part, I'm going to be here sitting at my desk working on answering those emails as quickly as I can. I may ask you to join a Google Meet if it's something that needs to be discussed in more detail. I am still working on my familiarity with those types of digital resources, so that may not happen this week, but down the road, it could be what those office hours actually look like instead. Mrs. Hinton's office hours are going to be 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So same deal with her. She'll be available for immediate response with emails. In between those times, if you email, It's not to say that we won't answer your email. It's just to say that you might not receive an immediate response. And definitely after 3 p.m., you're probably not going to receive a response until the next day. So if you have a question about something that is due, soon, then you need to make sure that you're sending the email earlier in the day rather than later or the day before, not waiting till the last minute, basically. That's basically it. Oh, grades is the last thing that I want to talk about. I've got essay grades that are getting ready to go in. Because we cannot do the grammar corrections. I am going to adjust those scores. So if you got a really low score on your grammar correction or on your grammar portion of your essay, then what will probably happen is you'll actually end up with an adjusted score that will match the same score that you got on the whole essay. If you have questions about that, you can always ask me. There are some students that did plagiarize. You'll be receiving an email either from me or Mrs. Hinton. We split those up, and so you'll be dealing with us directly. If you receive a 0 and it's got a note about plagiarism in it, just wait for one of us to email you about it to let you know how to proceed. As far as other grades go, I will be getting those in quickly this week because of this whole fiasco. I had to put some of that on hold, but I am working on getting those done. So if you can just hold your questions on those grades, maybe until Monday of next week. I know that we've gotten a little bit of grace from the administration as far as getting those grades posted and published. So I should definitely look forward to those all being in and done by the weekend. And then you can ask questions at that point if you have any. Stay safe, healthy, and sane. And I will be trying to do the same. I'm going to continue to hope that we're going to all see each other after May 1st. And I know that that might not be a reality, but I'm not going to let it stop me from hoping that it will be the case. And that's it. I will talk to you soon.